Hi there, my name is Ali. Welcome to Freedom Fridays. And today's class will be more of a yin style, slower. Let's just hold the postures, feeling good, and maybe a little yoga nidra after to reset that nervous system. So if you're not subscribed already to the channel, please do. And I appreciate your support if you are subscribing. Let's get started. So you don't necessarily need a mat for this. However, it's just nice to have an area where you can designate where there's not a ton of stuff around you, and so that you're really comfortable. If you need to be warm for this, you can prep with some sun salutations, because I'm going to start right away with just jumping into the posture and really settling into relaxing the fascia. Because when we slow down in these postures, when you're not doing hatha or vinyasa flow and you're stopping and really holding the stretches, you get deeper into the fascia and the connective tissue as opposed to the muscle. Okay, so let's begin with a wide-legged seated forward bend. So you'll have your legs in a V stance, kind of like this. All right. And it is helpful to sit on a cushion. So if you'd like to sit on something, it'll help tilt the pelvis forward instead of coming back like this, okay? Which then tends to round the shoulders and the spine. So let's get those shoulders back. The heart is forward. And you can even use your hands to press in a little bit. Now, if you're not quite warm yet to begin like this, like I said, pause the video, do a couple sun salutations, maybe go for a walk around the block, just getting things warmed up. Okay, and then just placing your hands in front. You can either use a block or just your hands is fine, as long as you're not collapsing so much in the chest and the diaphragm, because you want to be able to breathe properly. Okay, so placing the hands here, and we'll just take a nice deep breath in. And then exhale, release the breath. Good. And as you exhale, just start to soften the face, the jaw, if there feels any tension there, the shoulders. Let your head and neck sway from side to side. Breathing. We're not quite deep into the posture yet. You will feel a bit of a stretch here, especially those that are quite mobile and flexible and can go all the way down. We're not at our full range of motion quite yet. We're just centering and warming up, releasing some tension from the neck. Breathing in through the nose and out of the nose, or the mouth if it feels better for you. Doing this gentle swaying from side to side. Good. Feel free to set an intention before you begin, for you to really focus in on something. Okay, we'll take a deep breath in here. And then exhale, start to fold, moving from your pelvis. So it's like a bowl, it'll tilt forward. If it feels quite stuck, then you might just be hanging out like this. And that's okay. Just so you start to feel the adductors, the belly of the muscle. And once we settle in and hang out for a while, that's where you'll access the connective tissue. Just hoping I'm in the shot. Okay. Let's start to relax the head down. And settle in. Relaxing through the breath. Now you may not need a block either. It's nice to have it there, even if it's just for the forehead to relax into. Take a moment to settle in here. And then bring your awareness to the breath. And you'll notice if you're holding something, you'll notice if the breath is rigid and choppy. And if it doesn't feel smooth or like there's an opening for the breath, You might want to readjust your posture. Remember, the breath is always the tool that'll help guide you, support you, bring you back to your center. So as you feel the sensations on the inner thigh, for the attachment areas also in the belly of the muscle and just all on the inside of the legs, you'll feel a bit through the back body as well. Maybe the sit bones, because that is where the ischial tuberosity is connected and attached. Okay, that's the hamstring muscle. It attaches to the sit bones. And then down by the knees. So you'll just start to feel settling, softening. As you start to relax your mind, the busyness in the mind. Some nice smooth breaths in and out. Just try to keep it consistent. It's very gentle, soft breaths. Relax the tension in the neck, the shoulders, the lower back. You might find yourself settling into a deeper posture. Maybe changing the block a little bit, going lower. Now, if you are, I'll just demonstrate if you're in a different position. If you're up here with your elbows, sometimes I like to place the thumbs right in the third eye area. Just resting in, and those of you that are just still hanging out upright, you can rest your head down a little bit, soften the back of your skull and your neck. And we'll take 3 more breaths here, wherever you're at. Good, last one as you slowly start to bring yourself up. And now I want you to move slow as you just pick up your bum and slide forward just a little bit as you bring in your legs. And when you're doing that, I want you to do this little shake. Because what it does is changes the vibrations first and foremost, starts to change the frequency and settles the bones and the muscles that have just really been lengthened, okay? So I like to do this little shake with my legs. Just kind of settle everything. In these slower classes, you really want to take your time moving slow, okay? There's no rush. Okay, sometimes I massage the knees a little bit and place the block aside for now. Ooh, and then just lean back a bit, bend the knees, and let the knees fall. And we'll just do this little transitional counter poses. And when you let it drop, you start to feel the front of your leg stretch out a bit, right where the quadriceps are. So we're working a little bit more on hips today. Okay, so as we move into your more of a pigeon pose, you'll bring your your front leg forward. Okay, and the the block or cushion can be under the right hip. And now you'll be bringing your left leg behind you. Okay, so now the more intense posture is a 90 degree in the front where the shin bone is parallel to the top of the mat. A little bit less intense, and you really want to be mindful of the knee joint. Pull your foot down closer to you. But the reason why we're using a block is so that you can open this foot if it is flexed, the right foot is flexed. Then you have a nice angle to work with here. And the connection of the knee joint and the ankle are nice and protected with this flexed foot and the block. You start to lean a little bit into it, to the ground, and then bringing this left leg back behind you. Okay, you can pick yourself up and readjust. Good. Eventually, the left hip starts to roll towards the front. Now, I like to stay lifted for these ones, but since we're doing a really more relaxing practice, you can start to just bring your elbows down to the ground. Now, this back leg, the the femur bone is doing this internal rotation to roll that left hip forward. Okay? You can keep playing with it if you need to, and then eventually find this nice relaxed position to settle in. Now, if you had two blocks, you can have one in the front for your forehead. Good. I'm just breathing here. Doesn't matter if the back toes are tucked or straight. I like to tuck mine just so that the patella and the knee doesn't press down into the ground. Sometimes I don't like how that is positioned and feels, so it takes a bit of pressure off my knee if I tuck the toes in the back. I'm just softening the jaw and the neck. To relax into the hips. And you should feel the sensation on the outer right hip. Allowing yourself to drop into your center, being present with the breath in this moment. So we're not holding the postures quite as long as you would in a yin class. This is a bit more taught from a hatha, classical hatha, but just really taking our time through the postures. Okay? So those of you that are familiar with yin, of course, the posture names are different, and you hold it about 2 to 3 minutes per posture and per side. We're just exploring a little bit of a slower practice, ending with some nice guided meditation at the end in Shavasana. Let's take one more breath here. Good. So now you'll slowly bring yourself up. And as you change positions and sides, just take your time with it. Maybe bring that leg back and let the hips swing from side to side. Little circles. And start with the block under the left hip now. And I would just kind of start that way. So lean into it. So you're sitting on the block and you're pulling the flesh of your leg towards the midline. So that does this external rotation. Okay, so you're just pulling it up. And then this foot comes up, flexing, of course, bringing the right leg back. Okay. Ooh, feeling into that one. Feel free to go and lay and kind of fold into it if you like. Externally or internal rotation in the back leg. And just settling in wherever you're at. Taking your time to really just feel into the posture, no rush. This is not a race. We really want to be present with the journey and the process. And start to quiet down the mind, focusing on the breath. And noticing and witnessing what's happening in the body, what's happening in the mind, the activity that's happening in the thoughts. Do you feel scattered? Are you really present with the sensations within the muscles and the connective tissue? The breath. Let's take one more breath here. And as we slowly start to come back up, just lean into that side. Maybe take the block out if you have a block. And come back to that position of windshield wipers. Just letting the knees and legs sway from side to side. Good, and then we'll come down onto our back. So just laying down, bringing the knees in towards the chest, and we'll bring our arms out, T position. Doing little tiny circles right now at the knees as they're together, just massaging through the lower back and the SI joint. And then we'll bring both legs over to the right, settling in. Now, if you'd like to use a block, you can place it under the leg and just, it's a little less of a twist. Otherwise, just bringing those legs all the way down to the ground, relaxing. As you bring your arms out to the side, just notice if there's much of a pull and a lift with that left shoulder. If there is, and it doesn't feel very comfortable and you're almost hurting through the joint, just bend your elbow and place your hand gently on your rib cage.
You will get more of a stretch if you're extending through the elbow. And even just allowing that left shoulder to drop to the ground, rolling the head to the left, keeping the knees to the right. We'll just settle into this twist, breathing into the rib cage and the side body. Relaxing the eyes and the face. And what we're doing here is stimulating the parasympathetic nervous system, which is that opposite of the fight or flight. So it brings you down more into a calmer state, especially if you feel your high cortisol or you're really feeling stressed. It resets the nervous system. So then your brain can operate at an optimal level. And we don't think properly when we're super stressed. Let's take one more breath here. Good. Coming over to the other side, but before you do, place both feet on the ground and just let the hips settle for a second. Feeling into that either side, the left and right side, see how it feels, maybe even swaying the knees. Good. And then bring both legs up towards the chest. I like to shift my hips a bit to the right and then bring the knees to the left. And what that does is line up the hips, the sacrum, and the spine and the crown in a nice long line. Bringing the arms out. And then eventually relaxing that right shoulder blade, the right scapula into the ground, softening. And breathing now into this right side body in the rib cage. You can let your head tilt to the right if you like, or just straight ahead. Nice consistent breaths. And every exhale, we're relaxing through the shoulders, relaxing through the face. And you'll probably start to feel the outer right hip stretch out. Good. So we'll take one more breath here. And then slowly make your way back. And then settling in, I would grab a blanket or a sweater or something soft underneath you as well, even if you transfer onto your bed, or just so that your back is relaxed, because the floor can be quite hard sometimes for a longer shavasana. And so even placing a bolster under your knees is helpful sometimes to release the lower back. Letting your arms be a comfortable distance away from the body with the palms up. The legs are comfortable distance as the feet just flop out to the side. And if you have anything under your head, usually in Shavasana we don't, but if it's more of like a Yoga Nidra position, you want something very thin. Not really thick like a big pillow, so it strains the neck, but maybe a very thin cushion if you'd like. Relaxing just the whole body into the earth. Just start to feel that settling, the grounding, the letting go. We'll take a deep breath in through the nose. Let the belly expand. Exhale, open the mouth. Good. 2 more. Inhale through the nose. Full, full, full. Holding, pausing, and then exhale out of the mouth. Last one. Inhale. Pause. Exhale. Good. Allowing the whole face to soften. The forehead, the eyes, the tongue, the jaw. Relaxing both ears. And feeling the bones just kind of settle into the earth, relaxing the muscles from the bones. The joints soften. Allowing your mind and thoughts to just relax and dissolve. Coming right to that very gentle breath of this rhythm as the belly rises and falls. Maybe even the chest rises a little bit and falls. Every exhale, you're relaxing deeper and deeper. Every inhale is just a new awareness. Every exhale is a letting go. Now you'll bring your awareness to your right hand, relaxing the right thumb, index finger, middle finger, ring finger, and pinky. Relaxing the palm of the right hand, the back of the hand, the wrist and the elbow, up through the armpit and the side of the right waist to the right hip, down through the right knee and ankle, top of the right foot, sole of the foot, and the right big toe, second toe, third, fourth, and fifth. Relaxing the whole right side of the body. And bringing your awareness to the left hand. Softening the left thumb. Index finger. Middle finger. Ring finger. And pinky. Bringing awareness to the left palm and the back of the hand, the wrist, elbow, armpit, side of the left waist, left hip, down through your knee and ankle, sole of the foot, top of the foot, the left big toe, second toe, third, fourth, and fifth. Relaxing the whole left side of the body. The whole left side completely softens. As you bring your awareness to the front body, relaxing the forehead, both eyes, both nostrils, the upper lip and lower lip, the tongue and the jaw, down to the throat, the collarbone, and the heart. Front of the rib cage, the belly, front of the hips, down through the fronts of the legs and the tops of the feet. Softening, relaxing the whole front body. And bringing awareness to the back body. The back of the skull. Cervical spine. And back of the neck and down through the shoulder blades. The spine and the lower back, the buttocks, backs of the legs to the heels. Relaxing the whole back body. Relaxing now the whole body. The whole body completely softens from the left, the right, the front, and the back. So you just do a gentle scan from the crown of your head, imagining with your mind's eye white light coming from the crown, seeping down into the head, the shoulders, torso, hips, legs, feet, into the earth. This white light of energy is healing all the way through the joints and the cells. Healing every area of the body. Settling deeper and deeper into the Shavasana. As the breath continues to flow, moving the belly up and down, gentle breath. And we'll start to bring awareness back to the breath. Breathing nice, deep inhales and exhales. Filling up the belly. Letting the breath go. You want to really take your time to feel into the movement. So just gentle wiggles. The fingers and toes. Letting the head roll from side to side. And just stretching the body like you got out of a nice deep nap. And start to bring the knees in towards the chest. Feel the length of the spine along the ground. Then we'll roll over to our side body. Just move really slow. Take a nice deep breath in and out here. Good. And then slowly moving, making your way back up to seated, using that block under your sit bones. And keeping the eyes closed. Come into a seated position. Allowing yourself to settle in, noticing the breath. Noticing your posture, your spine, your awareness, your energy field, the calming of the nervous system. And then as we rub our palms just to create a little friction and heat, I want you to take a deep breath in. Exhale out. And if you wish to join me in an Om to seal off this practice, you may do so. If you want to just listen in and hear the vibrations, you can do that too. Come back to your intention. Deep breath in. And then just bowing down in towards the heart, honoring the bodies, the minds, spirits, the health, our mobility, and how we move and how we can settle and how we can relax. Just honoring this practice and our teachers. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining the practice. Let me know how you feel in the comments below, and I really appreciate your support and subscribing, and I'll see you on the next video. Namaste.